Alright, so today we are going to be talking about Guilty Gear Strive Season 3. Specifically, we're going to be talking about what characters I would like to see and the likelihood of them coming back. For the sake of this video, we're only going to be talking about returning characters. I personally prefer when they add new characters. I like seeing brand new ideas. We're just going to talk about characters that existed in Xrd or Plus R and whether I want to see them come back or not. Before we get into the video though, I do want to know what you guys think. What characters you guys over on YouTube want to see in Strive? Let me know down in the comments below before you start watching and see how your pick lines up with what I want on the tier list. So for our tiers, we have should be in. These are the characters that I absolutely think should be in the DLC somewhere. Could be in are characters that I think are cool and I'm okay with them being in, but I'm not like, you know, head over heels for it. Indifferent is, you know, self-explanatory. No bro are characters that I would prefer weren't in the game, but I'm not that upset if they are. And never is, yeah, just please, I don't want to ever see this character again. For me, the character that I think, I feel like everybody just wants this character back, so I'm just gonna put him up there to begin with, is Johnny. I feel like Johnny is like the character that they're gonna start season 3 with. Because you gotta imagine that like when it comes to season 3, they're gonna want a character that brings people back to the game, that gets people excited, right? I feel like Johnny is just the character that everybody is cool with, right? He's just a cool character. He's pretty fun. So I think he's very likely to come back. I think it'd be sick if he got like a slight redesign, because I think most of the Strive characters, the redesigns they've been given have been really good. Johnny's design is fine, but I just would be kind of curious to see what else they could do with him. Now let's go to the opposite end of the tier list and talk about a character that I, for the love of all things holy on this earth, please do not put them in Guilty Gear Strive. And that's going to be Cliff. Where is he? There he is. This dude is whack. Whack as hell. In fact, I'm not a fan of Plus R in general, okay? I'm not huge on Plus R characters. Any character that's in Plus R, but not like Xrd or Strive, I'm usually not too fond of them. Cliff is the biggest example. He's just lame as hell, dude. He's just an old guy who has a big sword. I know he can combo off gold bursts in Plus R, which is just, I don't need that in my life, frankly. I don't need people comboing off gold bursts. So I would prefer if he just stayed as far away from Strive as physically possible. If he had to come back, do something incredibly different with him, but just don't bring him back, please. Elfel, yeah, I actually am one of those people. I actually like Elfel a lot, and I do hope that she comes back. Whether you hope she comes back or not, I feel like she's like an inevitability. She's like a Johnny tier in my mind. Those two characters, Johnny and Elfel, just kind of feel like the characters everybody thinks about when it's like, how are you not in Strive yet? And I feel like they're just saving them for like the emergency, right? It's like, in case of emergency, break the glass, and it's just Johnny and Elfel behind it. That's what I feel like about those two characters. Which is really interesting, by the way, because, you know, if you look at the tier list for Xrd, Johnny is the best character in the game, and Elfel is somewhere in top 5, usually. So it's very funny that the two most requested characters are also, like, the top tier demons of the game. Usually people don't like top tiers. Yeah, I do want Elfel. I think she's a really fun character, and I feel like there's a lot of things you can do with her. So I'd be curious to see what they can kind of cook up for Strive Elfel. You know, a character that I'm pretty much just indifferent on, and I know there's a lot of fans of this character, would be Jam. Jam is just a character that I feel like we don't really need her. I don't feel like she adds anything to the game. I don't dislike her or anything, or I don't hate her or anything. Really, the main thing about Jam is that if she were to come back, I would want her to be different, which is kind of true in general. You know, I'd want all the characters coming back to just be different. I think it's more fun when characters are just different compared to trying to capture what they were before. But Jam is kind of an extreme example of that, where I think she's just pretty boring, and I think she's kind of played out at this point. So yeah, I don't dislike her or anything, but I'm not going crazy if she's in the game or not. I know there's some big Jam fans out there, and I'll probably get some hate for this, but I'm sorry, Giovanna's cooler. Yeah, I said it. A kind of forgettable Xrd character that I would be pretty okay with if he came back would actually be Answer. I feel like Answer's a really weird character. I feel like not many people ever mention him. He's a very forgettable character. He's pretty much just nowhere on the tier list when you think about Xrd. But I feel like there's something cool with this character. Like, his design is pretty cool. I'm not huge on his gameplay. I think his gameplay is kind of cringe, I'm not gonna lie. But they could do something with it ultimately. Like, he's a ninja. He's on the phone all the time. It's just like a cool concept, you know? So I'd like to see him come back because I want to see them do something different with him. I think it's just a cool concept, and it'd be very unfortunate to leave it behind. A character I would prefer not to be in the game, but I'm not going to be too upset if they are. I would prefer if Robo Kai just stayed out of Strive. I'm not really huge on like the funny characters. I know he is considerably different than Kai, and I know that people actually like his playstyle, but I just like, the way I see it is, if you ask me, would I rather have a truly different and unique character added to the game, or Robo Kai, my choice is almost always going to be someone else. So it's not that I'm really like against the character, it's just that there's so many other choices that I feel like it'd be really unfortunate if you added Robo Kai instead of one of them. There's so many other characters that are just more interesting to me that you could add back. Do I hate Raven as much as you? Fam, let me tell you, I'm the biggest Raven hater on the planet. I do not want this character back. I really do not like basically anything about this character. I don't like his design, I don't like his animations, I don't like his play style. I don't like anything about this character. His forward dash is invincible, bro. What is that? How do you have an invincible forward dash? That doesn't make any sense. I despise that. His glide is really annoying. He's just a very obnoxious character. I think he's like salvageable in a way, but I don't think they would pull it off. So I'd prefer if he just stayed not in Strive. For me personally, I really do not like this character. Another character that obviously everyone's kind of expecting at some point is Dizzy. I think Dizzy's kind of up there, a little bit less so than Elfel and Johnny for me personally, but she's a character that everybody wants, you know, and I'm cool if they add Dizzy to Strive as well. I'm really curious to see what they would do with her because I feel like her design would not work in Strive. She would have to be pretty different ultimately, I think. We'd have to see how that plays out. Specifically, I think the things with like her fish summons taking hits for her would just not exist in Strive. I don't think they would probably focus on either her being a zoner or her being a set play character and not some weird in-between hybrid, if I had to guess. Okay, I know this one is going to give me some flack, but I have to be 100% honest with all of you. I don't want Slayer in the game. I really don't. I don't dislike his design or anything. I think his design is fine. I think that's all right. I really, really, really do not like how this character plays though. I know everybody wants Slayer back because he's the cool dude. I honestly think like most people would put him up here, right? He's somewhere up in this list with these other characters. Not for me, dude. Specifically, backdash cancel is something, a mechanic that I frankly just never want to see again. I don't want to ever see BDC in a fighting game ever again. If he came back, honestly, I don't think he would have it. I think BDC would be incredibly messed up for Strive specifically. So if they add him, I might honestly be okay with it because he'll probably be very different, but I don't want to take that chance. So I'm going to just put him in no bro. I don't want to have to run the risk of that happening. Venom is one of the characters I want back a lot. I think Venom is a really cool design, and I think its gameplay is really interesting. In a weird way, they kind of made Jacko sort of like Venom in this game, where, you know, she kind of hits the oomfies around and those kind of are like the pool balls in this situation. But you can do something else with Venom. I just think his design's really cool. That's the main reason why I want to see him back. He's just too cool. Justice, yeah, I would prefer if Justice was not in the game. Personally, big robot lady, the design's honestly fine. I'm not like crazy about it, but the gameplay is not it, brother. That is some nasty wild stuff going on that screen. I really do not like characters that just flood the screen with projectiles. It's not really what I'm about. It's kind of a similar situation as Slayer, where if they do something significantly different with her, then I'm okay with it. I feel like there's just so many other choices that I'd rather see before Justice, so I'm just gonna put her in no bro. Another character that I think is really popular that I'm gonna put in could be in is Abba. Abba is honestly kind of cursed. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, her play style is not something I'm too fond of, but I think her design is pretty cool. And if she was put in Strive, she'd probably be a little bit more tolerable for me. I think for a lot of people, this is the character that a lot of people want back, and I think it's literally just her design. I feel like most people that popping off for Abba don't even really know what she does, but I'd be down to have her. She's all right. I guess next we can talk about Holy Order Soul, aka Hoss. I'm gonna put Hoss in Indifferent. It's kind of similar to Robo Kai, where I would prefer if we just got another character because it's just basically just another version of Soul. If anything, I would like to see Soul just get like a skin or something that he can wear that makes him look like Hoss. The only reason I'm more indifferent about it is that I think Hoss is kind of cool. So like if he got added to the game, I'd be like, okay, you know, that's fine. Next, we can talk about Yoon. Yeah, no, don't put this character in the game. No one likes Yoon, dude. Yoon is just like a really annoying character, and they're a big body, and big bodies in Strive are all very frustrating to fight against. So I'd rather not add another big body to the game. Now, honestly, their playstyle is really not that unique. The only thing that's like kind of cool about the character is their tuner ball. I think that special and the super that they have as well is actually kind of interesting. If they maybe leaned into that a little bit more, it could be kind of cool. I think that's really all this character has going for them. So I'd prefer if they just stayed away. And frankly, I've never really seen someone say they should add Yoon to Strive. So I feel like they're pretty forgettable. Okay, we have one character left, and I actually need to make an extra tier for this character. Last character is Abba. I never, ever, 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 ever want to see this character again. His design is some nasty stuff, dude. I hate how this character looks. His gameplay is awful. I hate everything that I see on the screen when I watch Plus R and I see Zappa doing some stuff with swords and dogs and all of that nonsense. I don't want that. We never need to see that again. Keep him as far away from the future of fighting games for the rest of history. He can stay in Plus R and just leave him over there. All right, and that's what I want for Season 3, at least, again, for previously existing characters. I would prefer if we got new characters and if they took previously unplayable characters from previous games and made them playable in Strive. That's what I'd prefer to see, but if we had to go with characters that are to come back, it'd be these characters. Of course, like I said, I want to know what characters you guys want to see. You know, what characters do you think are likely to come back? Because obviously that'd be a little bit different than this. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and dropping a like. It really helps me out, and I'm trying to grow the YouTube, so I would greatly appreciate it. That's gonna do it for this one. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.